Switch to Viper. And where we left off... was Urkopacha. That's where we were. Alright, so this is where we left off last time. We have arrived at Urkopacha, and we are now gathering information. So let's just pick up from where we left off and get going. Let's go get that info. My plan today is to finish this bit of questline, and then see what happens afterwards. The Dawn Servant's Elector. I thought you were a new face in town. Here for the right of succession, I take it. Me? I don't much care who sits at the throne, so long as they keep Toral peaceful. People tend not to be in the mood to relax and sip our excellent mezcal once arrows and spears start flying, if you know what I mean. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? A joy shared is a joy doubled, I say. Hell no. All right, yes, you were asking about that Elector business. Being but freshly returned from my trading route, I've heard that there's a contest afoot, but not much else. Our head ledger, Tobli, could probably tell you more about it. Tobli? 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 Electors? Oh yes, I've heard all about the right of succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Zoral Jar. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources and more customers. In the thousands column, potentially. So many new trading opportunities to spread happiness far and wide. Others have been coming around to my way of thinking, so I've begun crafting goods inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase something? Please, just answer. No, actually, he said no. They said to be very firm if you're not buying anything. No, I would not. Very well. You said you wanted to know about the Elector. I could help you, but I won't. I can tell you're no supporter of Zoral Jar or his policies. Bitch. Maybe tell him for him.
Marriage says tell us a tale about how a crate of frog plushies come to life in James Lee 85's house and the chaos that ensues.
Once upon a time, in James Lee 85's house, a crate of frog plushies mysteriously came to life. They hopped around the living room, causing chaos by rearranging furniture and croaking loudly at night. James and Vicky tried to catch them, but ended up having a hilarious frog chase around the house. In the end, they made peace with the mischievous plushies, who became their amphibious roommates, teaching them the true meaning of friendship and perhaps the importance of tidying up after oneself. The end.
And there you go. The power of friendship is what saw us through. Hello there. I'm Mablu. Did you have a question for me? Sorry, I don't know about any electors. You should take a moment to see our priced alpacas before you leave, though. Oh, but be sure to admire them from a respectable distance. Get too close and our nervous darlings may be tempted to spit on you. And that stuff stinks. It happened to a visiting buyer not so long ago. Tobli, that's the head rancher, was so mad at me for not giving him a proper warning. No one makes a mistake without Tobli noticing. He knows everything that happens on this ranch. Tobli again? Tobli? Tobli? We need Tobli. You plan to go back and unlock everything? Yeah, we should do it. We should do it. I'll put the feelers out. It'll be after I do all the Endwalker stuff, but I'll put the feelers out and we'll see who's interested. You really have to watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets. And then there was this enchanting ornament. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Tobli is the man to talk to about the contest. Now, if only they'd share where this head ledger of theirs is to be found. Tobley, where are you? Really? He's also the head rancher? Well, the alpaca ranch is not far from here. I say we pay it a visit before the others return. Do 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 do. Oh, that is a lot of alpacas. Still, we know the head ledger could be here somewhere. I can't let fear deter me. Not to say that I'm scared, of course. Excuse me, is one of these workers Tobley? Tobley? Oh yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch hands and keep an eye on things. I can't tell you which one he is though. You can't? Is this part of the contest? Is this part of the contest? All I can say is that Tobley often mentions his favorite pungent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade though. Who among us could? Am I right? Still, if you bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. Heh, so it's like a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Tobley a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone we think might be Tobley. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. Great. We can meet back here to share our impressions. Well, obviously, I'm not Tobley. I mean, oops, I shouldn't have said that. You meant to find out for yourself who Tobley is, or if an elector is even in the village at all. Good luck. You think I might be Tobley? Well, maybe I am. All I will say is that in this village, none have reared more alpacas than I. Am I Tobley? Yes, that's me. Excellent work from the Third Promise and her entourage. Sharp instincts. Shall we commence the rite of succession then? Tobley, 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 where are you, Tobley? A visitor from across the salt, if I'm not mistaken. Be warned, the alpacas will spit if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movements slow and deliberate. I see we're both done with our interrogations. So who do you think it is? I have my suspicions, but let's hear your pick. I think it's the Diligent, the one who said no one's raised more alpacas than him. The worker's so intent on stable chores. I have my eye on that one too. Time to rip the mask off our mystery ranch hand, so to speak. Wait, that's not the one, is it? We know it's you, Tobley, and to prove it, I propose a deal. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tobley, head ledger of Pelu and head rancher of the family ranch. I am also one of the... Yeah, Pirate King Bloodbeard. It was serendipitous, let's say. I am also one of Galul Jar Jar's chosen electors. In a place featured in the Tuliholal saga, just as we thought. I was right to trust in your instincts, and I wager this won't be the last time. That worked out alright, didn't it? She found you out fair and square, Tobly. And I'm glad she did. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here. Tobly. Tobly. That's what we call a jammy fucker.
The elector was the first step of the feat. Too simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
Right. Not hard at all. Zorolja.
I am told the head ledger, Tobly, is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobly. That's part of the test.
She's giving him away.
You're Tobly.
Without even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed.
She gave him away.
With that amusing prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge. Per the Dawn Servant's instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered a number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one. You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
While I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Teacher laughed in her face.
Bring out the example!
The example?
This is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal, Third Promise?
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erinville said.
Erinville's in for it. Right in the face!
Ah! The little monster spat on me! Ah, oh, that stinks. I can't.
That's an appropriate response.
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly. Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. Has an awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
Look, it's ready to go right again. It's ready for round 2.
Wild valley braid like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out. They're also especially hardy.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but biddable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
I see, I see.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
So, the task is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is
He's just gonna
correct.
go out and be like
But
that.
be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell.
Could you bring my water and just put it on this table here?
And by
It's in
you,
the kitchen.
I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with the catching. The alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that's somehow close I'm fit to rule?
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge. And when you reach the end of the ride, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
Very well. This won't take long.
Wait! Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done?
He did say
There
that.
are preparations to be made, factors to consider.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas.
She's not very happy.
But that doesn't mean I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
Another question about New Game Plus. If I restart a quest series for an Alliance raid, I assume I still have access to the later Alliance raids that are unlocked by that quest series.
Are you all right, Lamat? We thought we heard you scream.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Scream, in other words.
Aaronville, you're already in trouble.
Did you find the Elector?
Oh, we certainly did.
We certainly did. I had to go and wash that nasty stuff off my face. I think I got all of it. But would you mind taking a sniff for me, just to make sure? The stench has ruined my sense of smell. Hey, I saw that look. I'm gonna get some gloves. I'm still on level 90 quests. It's taken some time. As Lamat helped demonstrate, the valley alpaca are wary of people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I have enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? With the proper saddle, we infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast. Wonderful. Give me one of those then. Have you perhaps forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, then you'll need to find a saddler and make them an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you the equivalent of 10 pel in the thousands column. 10,000? You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of coin. Converting to gil, that comes to around 1 million or so. I've got that. Maybe if we all pitch in. No, this is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right about having others pay the cost. I'll find the money. Somehow. My retainer's got that. In that case... that basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pel in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with for the saddle. That's a nice gesture, but do you think I can turn 100 pel into 1,000,000? That's 10,000 times more. We need 10,000 pel, not 1,000,000. So we're looking at 100 times more. Oh, right. I panicked and got it confused with Alphino's million gil. The millions they earned waiting for Dawntrail, yeah. I'm not so sure about this trading idea. You were almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. But I just... I hate it when you're right. Then let me help you with your deal making. Oh, hello again. Mablu. I work here as a ranch hand, but I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. It's alright if I aid them now, yes? I guided the claimants towards the first step of the feat like you asked. As long as Lamat goes alone to capture her alpaca, she is free to accept assistance from whomever she likes. Hooray! Let's see about getting you that saddle in third promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Yes, stay here and pitch in with the ranch work. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hands to tend to the alpacas. Gladly. Although, James, I think you should go with Lamat. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over and surely have sage advice to share. I once tried to sell 3 fish and sold none of them. In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. As if I'd do such a thing. But I'll leave the wool with James anyway. The better to keep my hands free. Hey, Haley. To begin, I suggest we try trading wool to Havli, the saddler. He won't agree to the deal, of course, but it'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. Alright, let's go. Haley, I was saying earlier, what I might do in a few weeks, maybe in like 2 or 3 weeks' time, is reset my progress in Coils of Bahamut, which is the raid series for A Realm Reborn, and then redo it with people who haven't done it yet. So if you're interested in doing this with a bunch of us on stream, I'm going to be putting details in Discord at some point soon. Let us know if you're interested. Definitely interested. It's got a lot of important story lore in it, which, in my opinion, should be in the main game. So it's definitely worth playing. Definitely worth playing. So I'll share details closer to the time. You might have the little one by then. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Let's see how we go. Something I can do for you? We've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? And how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it, Haley? It was pretty good. And what might that be? Mezcal. I like to nurse a cup at day's end while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff and you've got yourself a deal. This bodes well for us, third promise. Such mezcal can be had for only 5 pel in the thousands column. Hold on. Did you say third promise? Then my offer has changed. The saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I must support the man of ambition who will see my business prosper. Zoral Jah will go to war and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. It's nothing personal, third promise, but I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. Can't say I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring in more customers. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Pelu pray for your victory, Wook Lamat. The younger ones, though, to them, strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from these horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still, others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the future the second promise envisions. They've become obsessed with innovations like the dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. Then you have those like Havli, convinced that the first promise's plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profit. But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I've memorized the accounts of what it was like when the Yok Hui ruled our village. That's why when I offered to help, I want you to become Dawn Servant to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well then, I guess I better make sure I win the contest. But the type of mezcal the saddle maker wants is so very expensive. Weren't we expecting to need 10,000 pel from the outset? Nothing's changed, we just need to get on with it. I may not have a head for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give up with the piece of Tuliholal on the line. Then neither will I. We will make you Dawn Servant. Aiming for that 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration. So let's first try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. Ah, I thought they'd stop doing that. Of course, the Weaver. Bolnock was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision, and he was here to buy wool. I think I remember the direction he was going, but for now, let's head back to that road where we first met him. All-round life advice. Yeah, I don't know why they're not doing the fade for black. Like, they were doing the fade for black for, like, flashbacks, and that was fine. And then randomly they just throw in like the flashbang and your eyes are just like, now why me? Yo, Barney, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Good to meet you. There's an ether current down here somewhere, it just said. 131 southwest. Is it up that hill? Blinding us now is cheaper than another graphics update in 5 years. They're playing the long game. They get them when you least expect it to. Exactly, exactly. Oh, look. This is a mark. 230 south. Okay, I'm not going any further south right now. Let's get back on. That was a clip. Was it clipped by you? Oh, it was clipped by you. That's all right, Merid. That's not a bad one. And innocent questions are also not a bad one. A sound from one fits what's going on in another. Darth, you're watching 2 streams at once? How could you? What's this about? Do you not know I've only got my bitrate has been struggling all day? Never cross the streams. Unless you're specifically told to. That's not on brand. This is the spot. After Bolnock talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he was probably going to Ikuvlo's Inn. Most visitors to Pelu end up staying here. Let's go and check, shall we? Ow, I could have... okay. We were going that way anyway. Like, I literally was just on top of that rock over there. And we're going to this town here. So, like... I just went there, came back, and I'm going back there again. Good work, James. You did good work. So what's this place about? Can I have that basket, James? You sure can. I'm sick of carrying it. Thanks. Now let's see if we can turn a profit. Bolnock, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? Third promise, you wish to do business with me? Might I ask what this is all about? I saw that, Laketa. I saw it. I was going to post that on Discord and I forgot to. I see. So the goal is to turn that basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal? Then allow me to invest in your efforts. Peace in Toral is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace win the throne. Thus, do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would easily fetch 5 pel, in the hundreds column. That's very generous, Bolnock. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I have every faith in you, Third Promise. May fortune bless your future dealings. I can't believe you quintupled your investment with your very first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Only because James remembered our weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental precepts of trading, one which you've instinctively mastered. You think so? I know so. Now let's take our 500 pel poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, James, you take the poncho. If I lost it somehow, Erenvel would never let me hear the end of it. Getting annoyed as hell. They actually fixed in the update to Deus Ex Revolution. They fixed the boss battles. I'll talk about it in a minute when I finish this cutscene. All set. Our next deal is waiting to be found. Excellent trade. Wow, that's quite the UI. Success. You traded a 100 pel basket of alpaca wool for a 500 pel wool poncho. Yes, so Deus Ex was a weird development. It was like a weird development. It was developed by two separate companies. One company did like the main gameplay, and it was a like build your own character. So you could be stealthy, you could be like tanky, you could focus on like agility and gunplay, and you know you could basically customize your character. But the boss fights were made by another company, and the only strategy that you could use on the bosses was all-out aggression. So if you had made a stealth character, basically you went up against the bosses and you were one shot, and there was no way to progress. You just hit a wall and you couldn't progress. So there was never a point making a stealth character. But when they remastered the game, when they did, or was it a remaster or maybe the director's edition? It might be the director's edition. They reworked the boss battles so that now you can do them. There's like options for stealth characters, options for, was it director's cut? Yeah. There's options for the different types of build that you can do now, so you're no longer blocked by the boss battles. So it's free on Prime at the moment. It's free on Twitch Prime Gaming, so may as well pick it up. It's a pretty good game as well. Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense, but how do we know if someone needs a poncho? They aren't wearing one? That's the obvious answer, isn't it? We look for a person without a poncho and hope they're eager to buy ours. Yes, there you go. We find the demand for our supply. So where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? This guy's not wearing a poncho. Right there. Let's go talk to him. There are any number of places, but we could do worse than starting right here at the inn. There might be interested travelers. Who here needs a poncho? A lot of Mamul Jar hardly wear anything to begin with. Those are probably Landsguard or sellswords. Mamul Jar, who soldier for a living, prefer not to wear much above their waist. It hampers their movements. Oh, okay, so they're not going to want it. So even if they have bird shoulders, Mamul Jar carrying arms can be struck off the list. Okay, Mamul Jar carrying arms are struck off the list. He's wearing a poncho. He's got a sword. I can't zoom in. Is he got a sword? There's a tail. Oh, he's got a weapon on his back. What about this one? This is the first one I pointed at. So it's this one, right? Let's just talk to her a sec. Who among these gathered travelers do you think might be amenable to a proposal? So professional fighters like those of the Landsguard would have little interest, though the same could be said of any Turali who prioritizes ease of movement in their work. It's got to be this one, right? Because weapon, poncho, nothing. Let's see. No coat or cloak, but also no weapon. Oh, we might have a winner. I pointed at him first. He was the very first one I pointed at. Ho there, friend. You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress, or lack thereof. Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beasts on the way here, and barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a toolmaker from Tuliholal, and was dressed quite smartly, all the better to show the Pelu I am a man who takes pride in his appearance, and therefore his work as well. But now look at me. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. What a splendid poncho. This would be the perfect replacement for the coat I lost. We'd be willing to part with it if you'd like to make a trade. For one of your fine tools, perhaps? What about this hatchet? I crafted it myself and will vouch for its quality. The blade looks sharp, the haft well made. I'd value it at 1 pel in the thousands column. Oh, from 500 to 1,000, we have a deal. Wonderful. A fine garment such as this should put me on an even footing with any Pelu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of Miplu's mate garden, for one. Her field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate, and I thought to impress her with the tool I sold you. No matter, I have other words to sell. Glad I am to have met you. Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. To Miplu's mate garden we go. Yes, but it's a fur distance on foot. We should take alpacas. Impress her with your tool. These ones will be the calm type, right? Whoa. I've never played Cyberpunk. I never played it. I'm aware that I need to at some point. If you weren't doing the marathon, yeah, I mean, I would have played it already if I wasn't doing the marathon, Nikita. I would have already done it. Well done recognizing that toolmaker as a potential customer. If you've a mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. Oh, whilst I think on, I should say for those of you who will be joining for Friday's raid stream, where we're going to be doing the Alliance raid and normal raids of Endwalker, I have now unlocked them. So, Anabasios, the 9th Circle, and Thalia are the 2 duties that you'll need to have unlocked if you're planning to join on Friday. Lamat steels herself for the ride to find your next trading partner. Before we get moving, you should be the one to hold this. Give me your tool. Sunak 2077, the search for Sky TV. With that, I suppose we should hop on the alpacas Mablo has so kindly provided. I've only got the headpiece for this armor set still to go, and then I've got them all. Ready to go? Let's mount up. And it's off to the mate fields we go. Please don't spit. Please don't spit. You'll be fine. These ones are accustomed to people. I still don't trust them. You have a knack for riding, no matter what you say. Without our alpaca friends, we Pelu would never have become traveling merchants. Can you imagine walking all the way across Tural? I swear that mountain is too tall to be real. Wokozormo, wasn't that the name? A forbidding sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. You have to take the long way around the cliffs to get there, to the highlands belonging to the Yokhoi. So, Mablu, you said you were learning about the peddler profession? You don't care for ranch work? No, I love it. I love working with alpacas. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. It's just, I'm not sure I have the talent for it. If I can help you buy the taming saddle, though, then it'd be proof that I can do this after all. You've done nothing. I've done all the work. In that case, you better get ready to be a merchant. Look, we're almost there. We're coming across level 91 enemies as well, which is telling me that we must be close to becoming a level 91 MSQ. Go to the final boss on Rebirth hard mode, getting absolutely hammered. Last one is one of those. I enjoyed playing Rebirth, mostly. I need to go back to it, but I need to play it again at some point. We made it, and without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Ikuvlo's Inn. So we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dawn Servant, weren't you, Third Promise? That I was. Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Tobley took me in. He took in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them? Yes, and everyone works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you this. We need to keep trading things for your saddle if you're to prepare for the feat of gold. As it's mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatchets. Add to that Lamat's way with people, and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's Pelu herself over there. Pass the hatchet to the Third Promise and let's get to bargaining. You have that little axe for me? Could have crafted a better one than this myself. Thanks. Now to see what we can get for it. You're Pelu, the owner of these fields. I have a mind to trade if you're interested. Well, the Third Promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What did you have on offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan, the razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. A sack of mate leaves is valued at 1 pel in the thousands column, the same price as the hatchet. This deal will bring us no closer to the mezcal. If I may, Mistress Pelu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchets afford them a higher value? It is indeed the season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. We've missed the window for demand. In that case, we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way, a generous deal here will put you in the Third Promise's good graces. Surely that's worthy of consideration. I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the Second Promise. His innovations will improve every aspect of our lives, I believe, including farming, and I will no longer have need of hatchets. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Lamat. That is why I'm prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it is fair given your reasons, but we ourselves would be no better off for the transaction. How about this then? If we were to help bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until Kona's reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. She doesn't want to do it. Adding value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, Pelu. James and I have mate together. Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then, and mind you pick the healthy leaves. I'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. Finally out of prey, Darth. Oh dear. Oh dear. $60 west. Oh, there it is up there. How do I get up there? I believe. No, I don't think it's... No, never mind. I got myself confused about something then. Let's see. The next one. 334 east. So that's when I go back. When I go back that way, I'll pick that up. Oh, there's a viewing point up there. Thought I saw something else for a second then. Chuckles, chuckle, 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 chuckle. How you doing? You brought me some leaves then? How long each quest is now? Yeah, they're really long. An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fared before I make any decisions, though. Long quest. Here, we've brought you our share as well. Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. I've come to bargain. Now it's time to honor mine. After adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet, I'm prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves. Premium mate! Bought at the shop, one sack of those leaves will cost no less than 5 pel in the thousands column. Then we can bid farewell to this hatchet. Take that off my hands. I'll give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. I'm good, thank you, Chuckles. I'm good. I'm good. Had a few stream hiccups at the start of stream, but I think we've got to the end of that now. I think everything has gone and stabilized itself. Mablu, what's wrong? It's as I was saying before, even after everything Tobley's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. But then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How can I expect Tobley to accept my decision then? Have you mentioned your... so you intend to give up then? Have you mentioned your plans to leave? Let's do that. Not exactly. I wanted to prove that I could succeed as a peddler before I declared my intentions. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Tural's peace, and becoming Dawn Servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tobley held the same opinion. So talk to him. You're right. It's better to find out for sure than worry over what he might say. Thank you for the advice. But first we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? We try to trade our tea leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain our way into double the value, eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I will make this trade work. I admire you, Third Promise. That you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Kona and Zural Jah? I mean, of course I am. I am Lamat of the Dawn's Promise, after all. Do 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 do. Excellent trade. 5,000 pal. I'm just gonna try something here. There we go. There we go. Can I just say the new ad break message over chat is a 1000% improvement. I still don't see those on my chat. Yeah, I don't see them. But it's good that you can see them. Merid, you have to acknowledge that I am not silly. You have to acknowledge that I am not a silly man. You have to acknowledge my wisdom. You must acknowledge it. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to risk proving Erenville's point. And Merid was never heard from again. Ready then? Our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery. Merid, come back. You've got to acknowledge me. I think is he doing like what I did, where I'm like I was trying to find every possible way to not acknowledge. I can't chat on Merid anymore. You need to acknowledge the message I just sent. You just need to acknowledge it. Just acknowledge. Just acknowledge I'm not a silly man. Are you winning, son? I think I am. Why is Merid refusing to acknowledge? I'm not abusing it. Merid said to me I should look up Lamat Rule 34 because it's something that you do when you clap 34 times at Lamat. Something happens, and that I should Google that. To which I said to Merid, now you must click this button to admit that I am not a silly man. And he's refusing to do it. So he can't come back in. I can't disable it. The entire warning and chat. Try refreshing. See if that brings it back. The heat and the beer has got to you. Oh no. Do 248 south. Do I want to go south? Can I go south? It looks like that's quite a big wall. You playing FF1 on your PS1? Oh, nice. That's the version I played. Almost 3 years ago. Oh god, it was so long. Long, long man. That first FMV is good, isn't it? Where he fights the dragon. I like that FMV. I'm back from the naughty step. You have acknowledged my wisdom. Welcome back. 143 south? Oh, there's loads of them here. Why is this one so close? Oh, it's not close. It's up there. I can't get up there yet. 84 southwest. Yeah. I don't think I can get up there unless, like, I can Skyrim horse it. Can I Skyrim horse my way up here? No. No, I can't. Who just sent me mail? Merid, is that you? Yeah, that's that one still. No, go away. Southeast, 359 southeast. I can get that. Ah! That worked well. $275 south? Huh? $189 south. I think it's up on this ridge up here. It's going to bring me here for the trade, isn't it? It's going to bring me here for the trade, and I'll have come all the way up here now for no reason whatsoever. This is the problem with going kind of when you go off. What's the word I'm looking for? Off script, almost. When you go off script, looking for things, the MSQ often brings you exactly where you need to be for these things. Excuse me. Where is it? 82 southwest? Okay, I took the wrong road. Actually, I should have taken this one. Where is this thing? 88 south. Huh? That's not possible. Unless it's also off the map and in like a different area. Okay, I'm gonna get that one later. Silver Lobo meat is useful for culinarian. Just saying. Interesting to know. Does that mean it sells well? Not anymore. I've missed everything good, haven't I? We want to speak with a man by the name of Gobley. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of his product, so if we're to convince him to trade for twice what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. That means asking around and taking in the gossip. If you could talk to people here in the distillery, James, perhaps Lamat could do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and see what I can learn. There's not much I can say about Gobley, but I can tell you what Gobley's been saying. The other day he was muttering about monsters prowling around Agave Jaws. That's the field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder to procure said ingredients and thus driven up the price of his product. A boon, some might argue, but it's hard to celebrate when it affects the work it does. Can't rightly bring joy to people if you can't keep making the thing they love. Me? I'm a chef from Tulihiolau. I often come here to buy the thing. I just clicked by accident. He always brings out a jug during our dealings, but I can't handle the stuff too well myself. I take small sips, not one to be impolite, you understand, but still end up so addled as to agree to whatever price he quotes me. Be nice to have less potent refreshments during such conversations. Also might have to seriously reconsider our arrangement. Gobley might be a deft hand at distilling, but he's got no sense when it comes to appearances. Rumor has it he's been invited to the palace for business negotiations. If he presents himself to the court wearing his usual rumpled attire, though, he'll be laughed out of sun perch. Let's get rid of that best viewers. Bye-bye, best viewers. Hey, yeah. Can't stay because of spoiler reasons. Came to say hi and see how you're doing. I'm doing very well. Thank you for popping in again. Appreciate it. On Friday, just so you know, Friday we're doing the community day. So there won't be any Dawntrail spoilers on Friday. Just to give you a heads up. Too busy dive bombing, didn't see that one. I know, it's fine. Alright, so this guy has fiend problems. He's got clothes problems. That's what I've learned so far. Maketa was dive bombing me like a mother hen trying to protect her chicks. That's what was going on. That's today for you already? Nice. So, what did you find out? Oh, we can make use of all those tidbits. The deal is as good as sealed. As for me, I found out where Gobley's working. There's a millstone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You go on ahead, and I'll bring Lamat. This questline is not that interesting, is it? Go trade, like, 20 times. And maybe eventually you'll get what you need. Meanwhile, the other guy's just going to, like, pick up what he needs. And that be that. How do I get... I want to get that sightseeing log. Yeah, this specific quest line isn't enrapturing me. I see you then. See you then. Should I call you? Yeah. Like how would you like me to call you? Because I feel like I've got to go every time I go to say your name. I feel like I've got to go. Yeah. You know, I've got to put like real emphasis into it. I'm happy to do that. I just want to make sure you're comfortable with that. Let me just check for ether currents before I do this. Don't mind whatever works. Fair enough. In that case, you've sealed your fate. You have business with me, sir. Why don't we talk down below, so as not to distract the alpaca from his work? I just came all the way up here. Now, what's this about? Keep it brief if you would, I'm a busy man. We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal. Assuming you have any on hand, that is. Ah, an excellent choice. I must warn you, though, it doesn't come cheap. We don't have Pel, but we can offer you a sack of mate leaves in exchange. It's top-grade stuff, like the mezcal. No deal. Mate leaves are well and good, but I don't have any use for them. No deal? Just like that? Still, I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat a while over a cup of mezcal? Now the real bargaining begins. Which of our cards do you want to play first? Let's hold on to that one. We need to consider our timing. Oh, well, why don't you just pick then? Let's hold on. Why don't you just pick? False illusion of choice. I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've had one of your regular customers, a Hubigo chef, is the same. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from having other refreshments to offer. Something like mate tea, for instance, and brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Oh, you're right, absolutely right. I had noticed the growing reluctance on the part of my Hubigo friend, but did not realize I myself was to blame. I must endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with their added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're after. Should we offer to cull the monsters causing them trouble? Not yet. We'll keep that card up our sleeve until we need it. As I expect you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, the subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. If your mezcal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, could it be that your rumored invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes. I must admit I'm still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It would be a great honor and opportunity, if I could secure the deal. Well, I should think your exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared, and first impressions last. You'll want to be wearing your very best when you walk into Volok Shunsa. It would be such a shame to miss this chance of a lifetime supply for want of proper garments. What's wrong with my garments? That it would. Are you saying you have garments to offer? Something ideal for court? We have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but we can provide you with the next best thing, an introduction to a weaver. His name is Bolnok, and his works are highly regarded in Tuli Holal. As a supporter of Lamat and keen observer of palace politics, he will doubtless be happy to guide you in the selection of an outfit to fit this golden occasion. That is certainly a tempting proposal, and one which I should like to take full advantage, but the scales still aren't quite balancing. Say, when there are monsters running amok in Agav Jaws, that's a problem we could easily solve for you. Truly, I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance. I was resigned to hiring sellswords to clean them out. Factoring in that saved expense and an introduction to a trusted weaver, this is shaping up to be a sound bargain. Alright, you have a deal. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment, and James and I will take care of those prowling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use the time to pen an introductory letter to Bolnok. The fields you're looking for are just north of Wakun Pelu. Be safe. Do you know, for ages, I never knew what this mount was. I had no idea. I always just thought it looked a little bit ugly. And now, like, I wondered why it was included in the Endwalker Collector's Edition. And now I know. Now I know what I've been riding all this time. How do I get up there? It's a nice way to actually no, not worth the joke. That should be a Garth Jaws just over there. This will go faster if we split up. Come and find me once you finish clearing out your share of the pests. 20 degrees. Now I've got a fan blowing on me at full pelt. How did that happen? So Deo Ventus, hello. Roll 14 on the minion. You was not getting it. Someone else rolled a 1 though. Oh. Laughs in your air-conditioned place. Vicky and I were talking about air conditioning today, and wondering if it's something we should actually invest in. You have to understand though, UK houses are not really. They don't really need it most of the year, so it would be. It may be a bit overkill to do it. But it would be glorious. Got the rest of the house to sort out first yet though. Like, this house is only half decorated. There's still loads to do. Well, usually that's right, Sodeo, but sometimes it's better to have the money. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it works out that way. Freeze a couple of bottles of water. I've just got a, like I say, I've got a big fan blowing directly on me right now, so I'm sorted for the time being. Pikachu. Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this was no challenge at all. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. All that's left is to give Mablu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. I'm not a fan of the Pepegas. I'm not a fan of those frog emotes. They've got a bad reputation as well. So on the whole, I'm not that much of a fan of them. Just do it! Is this now finally the time? Are we gonna finish this ridiculous trading quest? Those monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now if I could just have the sack of leaves. Oh, God. Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods. His work was adopted by unsavory people? Yeah. Your monster problem has been resolved, Master Gobley. Here are the mate leaves and a written introduction to Bolnock as agreed. Then the deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years. Please accept it with my compliments. Saddle time! It's saddle time! It's saddle time! Let's go get out our packers. Yes, we finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Mablu. You were the one that inspired me to come this far, Third Promise, but let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. Yeah, he's gonna be like, actually, I want 4-year aged. Mablu, is it? You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand. For now. Should ever I become a proper merchant, though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you. Everyone's very happy. Even at the palace, I don't think I've held a 10,000 pel jug of anything before. My hands won't stop shaking. Here, you better hold on to it till we get to the saddle maker. Don't drop it, God, don't drop it. Can you imagine if we dropped it and had to start all over again? Luckily, Havley's place is not far. We just need to head across the plaza. This quest is clearly inspired by that. There was a TV show. It's quite a few years ago now, and it's about these two guys. They start off with £1. No, was it a paperclip? They start off with a paperclip. I can't remember. It was like £1 or a paperclip or something like that, and they traded it up. They just kept doing trades up and up and up and up and up until they got a £1 million house. This is it, the trade we've been working towards. You couldn't carry that from there to there. Phew, still in one place. Right, time to make our deal. Most of the fake. Yeah, I mean the first one. I'm talking about the first one. There was a lot of copycats afterwards. Get your tools ready, saddler. We brought your precious mezcal. Wait, you actually got your hands on a jug? But you had nothing. A few measly clumps of wool. What we had was an aspiring trader with a gift for negotiation. Although it soon aid no claimant but Zoral Jar, I can't go against the guiding principles of the Pelu. The trade is a fair one. I'll craft your saddle, Third Promise. Great! Stay and wait if you like. I have all the requisite materials, so this won't take long. Provide the demand. Sell me this glass of water at jobbing. Oh, I hate that kind of ridiculous role play. Your commission is ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time of it with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I have other work that needs finishing. Oh, I can taste that smooth mezcal already. We did it! The saddle is ours. And to think we started out with only a 100-pel basket of alpaca wool. Mablu, you're going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you. It makes me so glad to hear you say that, Third Promise. We got what we came for, so let's return to the ranch. The others will be waiting. What is with this ridiculous... Call day in hell when he gets one before you. Oh, God. A lot of UK recruitment stuff stuck in the 80s. It really is. Recruitment in the UK is, like, so... It's a power trip for a lot of people. Who are like... Oh, yeah. I can give you a livelihood, so I'm going to have a power trip over you and just be generally demeaning. It's like, no, come on now. Be professional. Be a professional. Try doing that. You've acquired the saddle then? Yeah, where have you been? Yes, and thanks in no small part to Mablu. Before you rush off to catch an alpaca though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring one out of our wildborn. I'll bring out one of our wildborn friends so you can practice. Look at her. I've had to do way too much recruitment in the last few years. It sucks. I hate doing recruitment. I know. This is something I need to learn. That was separate. That was the line from the game, not the recruitment thing. Don't get spit in the face. Again. Ah, that sucks, Akira. Beer is helping. Oh, you just reminded me. I've got a beer in the fridge. Great sunken gods, I did it. "90% of staff didn't qualify for payout." He hardly seemed bothered, much less inclined to spit, as if he was completely accepting of Lamat's touch. That is because of the singular scent with which the saddle has been coated. Alpacas find it very soothing. Yeah. Sorry to hear that, Akira. Keep putting yourself out there, though. You never know. You know, I've never taken a good, long look at one of you before, but... you're actually kind of cute. You're only now noticing that? Zoral Jah. He's back. Oh my god. That's a golden alpaca. Having done exactly what he set out to do. That alpaca he's brought. Is it just me or is it glowing? I've heard tales of such a beast. They say the golden alpaca lives a solitary existence deep in the valley, where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. The spit happened earlier, Sordeo. It already happened. How did he manage to snare a prize like that? A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it will yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how greatly the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Lamat. Strength alone won't win him our father's throne. I'll be the one to find the Golden City, and then Toral can remain at peace. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. to unite as one. The people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and the hopelessness firsthand. Exhaustion from prolonged conflict. The wages of war's merciless nature. Those are what moved the clans to join in the founding of Tuli Hyolal all those years ago. Consider the younger generation of this village. Since birth have they basked in unbroken harmony, and behold, they regard war not as tragedy, but opportunity. Thus does the resilient son seek to provide education. He offers much needed lessons in the realities of conquest and a renewed appreciation for peacetime. "'Tis true that war's misery breeds a longing for peace. But I have seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged through the violence you propose, the rebellions it spawned, and the ruins it left behind. The Garlean Empire was a congregation of simpletons. The oppressed fought back against their oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts. Only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. This is why Gulul Jajar did not elevate the Mamul Jar, why he treated all clans with equal respect. However, the First Promise has his gaze fixed upon more distant horizons. He would unite not only Tuli Hyolal, but the star in its entirety. What? Why? I need not explain myself to you. Oh, well done indeed. The First Promise has completed the feat of gold with an appropriately golden flourish. May I present to you your much-deserved keystone. He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me, or even with Kona. It's like we're not even family. The graphic update is looking really good in Dawntrail. I have noticed that, compared to the other regions. I'll ponder Soral Jar and its mysteries later. Right now I need to think about finishing the Feat of Gold. I have my saddle, I've practiced how to use it, so lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. The valley of Orun Kanka is northwest of here. Come on everyone, even if we can't enter ourselves, we can see Lamat off on a hunt. Do. You've got your little alpaca. I'm gonna go get mine. I do have spare currency. Oh. They do look quite nice. What level are they? Oh, they're level 100 though. Oh no, wait, they're not. What level are they? The Tropeus Saberfangs. Are they level 1 because they're PvP? They're level 1. Ah, interesting. That might be worth picking up. I do actually have quite a lot of wolf marks, 15,000. So I will need to clear some soon. Or is it crystal currency? In which case I've still got like 11,500 of those, so it's not like I'm short on that either. I can do this. I know I can. If someone came up to me and went, ha ha ha, I'd just walk away from them and not make eye contact.
Good luck there, Promise!
Thanks. I'll need it. Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. I'd rather not go near one if I can help it. But
Carl Wilkinson doing that laugh therapy. That was a good video.
I need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too. Right. I'm off.
So, shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
I'm staying here.
As will I. What Lamat is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
I still don't know why we're even involved.
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
Pitch a tent, eh? Should I put my frog glam back? Oh, wait, no. He mocked my frog glam, so no, he's not. He's not.
Trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
What's a gleaner?
Someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shaitana from Shak Tural? Why did you cross the salt?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt. Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Sharlian. As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek. My younger self took those words to heart, and off I went to become a gleaner.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking, and I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place. Yet, events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding the City of Gold?
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the rite of succession, I mean to see it through.
Well then, I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
That's what he was doing.
Just so.
No, I've not played it, Akira. But it's been on the list for a long time.
She should have been back by now. What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
Shocking.
Wait. Do you hear that?
It took her all night.
I did it.
Why does she need to be cured?
Utterly spent. And small wonder.
Well done, Third Promise.
I've seen Kingsglaive.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
I'm so relieved the Third Promise came back to us safely. And the alpaca she tamed is a healthy looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the feat of gold. Lamat still seems a bit unsteady on her feet. Hardly surprising after she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know what will melt away fatigue like magic though? Mate tea! I'll run to the ranch and get a pot brewing. That way you can take your time and the tea will be ready when you arrive. Didn't bother to play after that? No, I didn't. As Mablu so wisely suggested, we shall set a slower pace for our exhausted Third Promise. Do we have to? We do not have to. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. Bunny hop the alpacas. So yeah, I did watch Kingsglaive, and it was okay. It was an okay film. It wasn't brilliant, but it was okay. You really enjoyed it? Like I say, it wasn't a bad film. Better than Spirits Within, let's put it that way. But that wasn't difficult. Came back ahead of the others, did you? I should hurry along with the tea then. Lamat can't be that far behind. We did say. Great minds, Akira. Great minds. Oh, that tea really is magical. I feel better already. I see you've become more comfortable around our fuzzy friends. Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas. What grasses and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to. They're adorable little quirks. I guess I've grown kind of fond of them. She doesn't want to eat one. Welcome back, Third Promise. Accomplished the feat of gold, have you? Yes, there is no mistaking a valley alpaca. I commend you on your success. Well done. Yes, we did it. We added Spirits Within to my Super Boss wheel, Akira. So I'll probably do a watch party if it ever lands on it. Although what I said at the time, probably what's going to happen, like someone will redeem it and everyone will be like, ha ha ha, yeah, it's going to be Spirits Within, and I'll do a watch party for it and no one will turn up and it'll just be me on Discord alone watching Spirits Within, and it'll be painful and horrible, and then I'll be upset with all of you. That's what will happen. I already know that's what's going to happen. Although I couldn't find a shiny one like Zoral Jar did. I'd be surprised if you had. Golden alpacas are born but once every few decades. They're elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured, thanks to their innate physical and magical gifts. Only a single other person is known to have caught one before, that being Galul Jar Jar himself. Papa was chasing alpacas too? So my grandfather's stories say. Ah, black flashback, see? It was before the founding of Tuli Hyolal, in a time when the mountain giants, the Yokhoi, held our people in thrall. Compelled by their overlords, our forebears would ride their alpaca mounts to the highlands to deliver gifts of food and other tributes. Those were wretched days to hear grandfather tell it. Then along came young Galul Jar Jar, yet unburdened by the mantle of Dawn Servant. Our people were amazed by this imposing two-headed figure, equal to the Yokhoi in stature and puzzled by his entourage of mismatched companions. Some trembled in fear, believing a new conqueror had come. Yet Galul Jar Jar showed no such inclinations. He sat and spoke with us, sipping from the cups of mate tea we offered him, and grew somber when he learned of our plight. None could have anticipated what their visitor decided to do next. Galul Jar Jar ascended the cliffs to face the giants and freed the Pelu from the Yokhoi's subjugation. He then turned an appraising eye upon our riders and proposed we take to the road to peddle our beverages. The suggestion seemed obvious for one who travelled as he did, intent on fostering amity between the clans. You caught an golden alpaca, Corey? GG. He has two heads. So it was that a few words from Galul Jar Jar transformed us into a clan of itinerant merchants. I've never heard the bond Papa forged with the Pelu spoken of in that way before. The saga is not so detailed. Then you may not know that Galul Jar Jar sought a sure-footed guide for his trek up into the highlands. Thus did he capture a golden alpaca. So both my brother and my father caught the rarest of creatures, while an ordinary one was the best that I could manage. The feat required no more than that, Third Promise, and you brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. Mablu's right. You're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anyone's ordinary, it's me. Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many trades and brought joy to the many people in true Pelu fashion. I sorely doubt your sibling could have achieved the same result. You should be proud of the accomplishments which earned you your keystone. Hell yeah, we've got our keystone. Five more to go. You're well on your way, Third Promise. We'd have been lost without you, Mablu. Thanks to you, I learned so much about the Pelu people and your customs. It might seem obvious, but I've come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It was because I didn't understand alpacas that I was uncomfortable around them. I'm thankful to you as well, Lamat. You've given me the courage to say what I wasn't sure I could ever say. Tobli, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've loved every moment caring for the alpacas. But this is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades. As your parent, allow me to say one thing. No! I've always tried to give my wards lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide, yet never once have I wanted that to be the only happiness you knew. You have my blessing to walk any path you choose, Mablu. It gladdens me to hear you found a calling you wish to pursue with such passion. You will make an exceptional peddler, I am sure of it. Thank you, Tobli. What did I tell you, Mablu? Now what? There's one last thing I can help you with, Third Promise. You need to find the Golden City, right? That's the end goal. Then I suggest you talk to the Yok Hoi. Miss Q Grind is slowing. I'm halfway through Stormblood, though. You'll get there eventually. They once ruled over far more than just Urkopacha and the Pelu Pelu. 1,000 years ago, they were the overlords of Yok Tural and all its peoples. During that era, the Pelu Pelu were commanded to search for a city of gold. They scoured every corner of the continent, but never found any trace of that fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could the Yok Hoi have to tell us? They may not have found it, but the fact that they thought to look for it at all makes me curious. Perhaps there's value in delving into how the legend originated. We lose nothing from asking the question. Besides, if we're determined to follow the path of the saga, we'll be visiting the giants eventually. Oh, Kryl, I have a question I've been meaning to ask, and since we finished with the feet, where did you acquire that earring? My earring? Do you recognize it? Yes, pieces just like it first became fashionable in Yok Tural about 20 years ago. Since then, it's become common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. 20 years ago, right about the time my grandfather made his journey. Yet the Dawn Servant implied the earring was connected to the Golden City in some way. Surely there was more to its significance than simple fashion. If you want to know how it first came to be crafted, I could try and find out. Seeing as it's a regular seller for many merchants, I'm curious to learn about it myself. I would appreciate that very much, thank you. Jumping feet first into paddler business, eh, Mablu? Right then, that's 2 keystones down. I say we head back to Tuti Holal and plan our next move. Farewell for now, and thanks for all your help. I will become Dawn Servant, so make sure you set aside your best mezcal for the occasion. She has a fearsome opponent in that brother of hers. He even brought a golden alpaca to heal. But you've heard Zoral Jar's supporters talk. They might see opportunity in his expansionist ambitions, but they find the man himself intimidating, terrifying even. Whereas I've grown to love Lamat. Everyone she meets will come to love her too, and that's why she'll win the throne. You might be right, Mablu. You might be right. Mablu. When do I get my alpaca mount? Why don't I get an alpaca mount? Why do I not get an alpaca mount? It feels good to have the feet of gold safely under our belt, even if my victory pales beside Zoral Jar and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, and gods know you've all been so supportive. But I want to be strong, or wise like my brothers. To be a promise that people respect. Which is not likely if I stand here carrying on and on about things. Let's move on. Back to Jabalyav T with us. The contest has hardly begun. And we have a few ether current quests that have opened up here as well. So again, I will do those off stream. I don't mind searching for the ether currents on stream, but doing the quests is a bit time consuming. Alpaca mounts are for good tanks only. Oh. Oh. Close to dungeon time, really? I was thinking of wrapping up soon. It's 10 past midnight. Let's go, no preference. Stick me in any of them. Doing on Tuesday will be fine. Yeah, I think I will. I'm feeling a bit tired today. There's still 2 quests before it. I was wondering if I might unlock another area, but I'm not sure if I will. Look at us. The contest has barely begun and we've already have 2 keystones. Surely even my talented brothers aren't doing this well. We can only hope. Yeah, I think this is now that we're back here, I think this is a good place to start wrapping up. Let's oh, there's triple triad. So, okay, there's a triple triad appeared. We have to finish with a triple triad, right? We can't just like our first triple triad of Dawntrail. We can't. Okay, yeah, there may be a dungeon ahead, but triple triad. Come on now. Nice to see a whole gym stream. Gyms and streams and... It's been nice to have you here, Kira. This card match is aimed at newer players. You stopped them so hard it wasn't funny. Oh, well, they're going to get demolished then. They're gonna get literally demolished. Oh, stupid table. I'm sick of getting those stupid tables. No work for a week now? Oh, that sounds delightful. That actually sounds delightful. All open, swap. Okay. So, as always, my rule is 3 victories or win all their cards. Wow. Yeah, I see what you mean, Nikita. I see what you mean. Yeah, no work for 12 months. Still not seeing why rich people complain about boredom. That one. Give me your card. Simmons, where's Simmons Yacht? Where is that? Oh, damn, you took... Yeah, that's my card. How dare you? Forest of Dean, Hereford. Okay. Oh, wow. I hope you have a good time. That sounds fun. Got my card. Pelu Pelu. Got my Pelu Pelu card. Okay, I think that is a good old place to finish up, eh? We'll just put them there. There we go. 45-minute drive, but love places in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it's nice to get a break away from like urban areas sometimes and just get out and do things. Just get out and do things. Oh, it's going to give you a reach out. That's lovely. That's lovely. Let's say thank you to these legends who've supported the stream today. Please raise your names up and let us take a look at you. Barney, thank you for the follow today. Owly Pop, thank you for the bits today. Rimvello, thank you for the gifted sub today. And Disturbed, thank you for the raid today. Mods, thank you for modding. Vips, thanks for vipping. And chatters, thank you for chatting. What a delight having you all here today. Apologies for the really broken start to stream. It really was a broken start to stream, but we got there in the end. It did all come through in the end, and that was the main thing. So now we're going to find who we're going to drop a raid off to. La la la. Let's see who we've got online.